So as I was saying, oh oh hey everyone, didn't see you there. Welcome to the Shaded Pixels podcast, the podcast where we break down video game topics to their shadings and their pixels, topic by topic. I am one of your hosts, Sean Richards, aka Little Big Ham, and right next to me is your man Esteban Cuevas, also known as Colorwind, also known as the Awesome One.
I am the awesome one. Wow. That's an honor.
Yeah. And unfortunately, Mr. BJ Brown, Bunny 3000, he couldn't join us today after the excitement for last week. He couldn't join us again, but you know what? We're here. We've got you. And ladies and gentlemen, Smash is out. Super Smash Bros. Ultimate is out there. People are out there and enjoying it. But me and Esteban, we don't like Nintendo that much. I'll just say it out there. I'm not the biggest Nintendo fan. Esteban is over there waiting for that Sonic movie to come out to blow the Mario Brothers movie out of the water. So, you know what?
Okay, I have some words to say about this Sonic the Hedgehog movie.
Okay,
did you see that poster?
Oh
my God. I know everyone's complaining about the legs, and I mean, yeah, the legs are weirdly muscular, but have you seen the silhouette of his face? There's like a part, like there's a part right there where his eye's supposed to be, and you can see like partially an eyeball popping out. Are his eyes popping out?
I saw someone like break it down to make it look like an actual hedgehog's face.
That's the other thing too.
So they're saying it's not an eye bulging out; it's just going to make it look like an actual hedgehog, which is even more terrifying.
Yes, I'm like, what are you doing? It's a blue anthropomorphic hedgehog that can run fast. Don't make it look realistic.
No.
What are you doing? No. Oh God.
But you know what? We don't have Smash. So you know what? Let's make our own.
Yeah.
Let's make our own crossover fighting game.
And you took Sonic, so I can't use that.
I haven't said anybody. So we've not put any restrictions. We've not laid any ground rules of, oh, they couldn't have been in this game or no from the. It's like, no.
Yeah.
We've picked 15 characters that we want. We're going to put them in this fighting game. So, Esteban, I've got my list. I know you've got yours. Why don't you start us off?
Okay. For me, the only real rule that I put on myself was to not pick a character that has already been in Smash. That was it. That was my only rule. So, I want to start this off by picking Cameo from Cameo Elements of Power. If you remember this character, she has the ability to have different, like, stands, essentially, different characters, and in a way, she would play sort of like Pokemon Trainer, and that you can press like down in the special attack to switch between these different forms, and then each one would have their own special moves. There'd be an ice one and a fire one, and one of them I think just explodes.
Nice.
So, and there's the weed that's also a punching, like a boxer. So that was pretty fun.
Yeah, that actually ties to another one on my list.
Well, hey, we got 15 to go, so if you want to go ahead and jump in, go for it.
All right. Mine's completely off the wall, so
Okay.
I'm going to let you finish on this one.
Okay, well, so yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cameo, she could be very useful because of the different forms that she can take. It'd be a very unique type of character that could be used. And like the final super attack or whatever can be the one form that she has that's like a little ant holding a giant freaking cannon on its back, and they're just shoot out this giant cannon that blows everyone up on the screen that happens to be in its proximity.
Nice.
So.
Well, This one's actually number like 11 on my list, but you mentioning the Wii that can punch people
Hmm.
that's more like a boxer kind of brought this into attention. You know, if Smash can have a fucking Piranha Plant
Oh
as
God.
a playable character,
Yeah.
then I think we can have the pea shooter from Plants vs Zombies as a playable character.
Okay.
No, I mean, you've got this game to work off of.
Yeah. Yeah.
They've made it into a shooter.
Yeah.
So
I didn't play the second one, but I played the first one. It's not bad. It's not.
no, it's not.
It's not a bad
And
game.
in that game and in this one, you could summon different fighters to come up, and one of the fighters is bok choy, which is basically a plant that sits there with its fist like this,
Hmm.
waiting to punch people up, or maybe have it as like a stage hazard or something.
That's not
But
bad.
no, but yeah, it has a ranged attack. You can transform it into different types of pea shooters, and you can just make it swing its head. It's like maybe it's, uh, just maybe as its regular attack, and then for its special attack, it can summon in, a giant zombie to come out there and just wipe everyone out. But
That's
yeah,
cool.
it's off the wall, and it represents the mobile market, which oddly enough you don't see any representation from. But that's like my favorite mobile game that I've ever played,
Hmm.
and the fact that they've managed to take that and turn that into a shooter just kind of astounds me.
Yeah.
So I think putting it into a Smash clone
Hmm.
makes sense.
No,
Makes sense
yeah,
to me.
it does make sense. You're right. There is usually no mobile game representation, and that would be a good one. Now, I personally have only played that game on PC, but I mean, that's still completely valid because I'm in the minority. Most people play it um, on mobile, and I think Plants vs Zombies 2 is only on mobile. I don't even think that was on PC.
Yeah, I think it's on only on mobile because it has the timing mechanics.
Yeah.
More of the free to play things out
Hmm.
there for it.
Yeah. Okay. No, that's a good pick. All right. Me next.
Yep.
Okay. Gonna pull. You'll notice that my list is a bit more on the retro side. Not everything, but yeah, a bit more on the retro side. Uh, Starting off with Blaze Fielding, who is the female character from Streets of Rage.
Oh,
Um, I think she could be your very basic kind of beat 'em up character with punches and kicks and all that stuff. She had special attacks. She had a kind of like a wave fist attack and a flying like body chop attack that could be used for special attacks. And then in the very first Streets of Rage, you could press the special attack, and then a police car would come and bomb the battlefield that you were fighting in. So that could be her obvious like final smash type move.
yeah.
Um, yeah, and then with if you want to tie it in, there is Streets of Rage 4 being made right now, and that's going to be coming out probably next year. So that's a good tie-in.
Yeah, definitely. Streets of Rage is one of those that Capcom or SMK.
Neither Streets of Rage is Sega.
Oh, Sega. But yeah, you have a classic franchise there that they've made many games about that already had crossover representation.
Mm-hmm.
So having that there definitely would be a good pick. I agree with you on that.
Mm-hmm.
So my next one, I'm going to be taking someone from Overwatch.
Okay.
Now you might think the obvious pick would be Tracer. She's the poster girl. She's the one that's on the box art and everything else. But as like a fighter, I've never really. I don't think that she would be best suited for that. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you can try to have it there, but I really don't feel like to
Her dodge game would be really good.
definitely. Oh yeah, but I want to go with one of the newer characters that they came out with post launch.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go with Brigitte from Overwatch.
Ooh, okay.
So she is mostly melee. She has a rocket flail that she can use to hit in any direction, kind of like Simon Belmont's whip.
Yeah.
She has a shield that she can use to bash other players. So she definitely has that type of move potential. And for her final, she can actually take a page from other characters to just bring in a different character from Overwatch, probably Reinhardt, and just mash his hammer down across the battlefield and stun everybody all at once. But yeah, definitely she has movement options. She's good for melee, and she does have a good counter and shield option.
That's good. Yeah. That's a good character. Yeah. I like it. Okay, next is a bit of more obscure character. You may not have heard of this game, but I hear a lot about it just because people who know about it seem to just always love it, and that's Tomba from the game Tomba.
Number 4 on my list.
Ah, okay. Then,
but yeah, I agree. Go ahead.
I mean, he's got a unique moveset in that I think he's going to be more of a grappler. Like a lot of his special attacks will be, jumping on top of the enemy and then throwing them or slamming them down in some way. It'll be also interesting though because he'll be more agile too. So at the same time, it's not like he's going to be like a Zangief type of character. He's going to be smaller yet a grappler. And I guess for a final attack,
I mean, he has the different suits that he could wear.
Yeah,
you have the different and different outfits. I think
I'm trying to think of which one would be the best. Maybe it could be random.
Maybe, yeah. Or just like combine all the suits' powers into like one, and then just like have them quickly switch out of it, and then have different attacks with it.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I definitely agree. He does have movement potential, especially with the items that he picks up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. For those of you that have never played the game, one of his main attacks that he does is to jump on the enemy and then just toss them across.
Right.
So I just want to see that. I want to see a character just pounce on someone to just grapple them and then just throw them to any obstacle or even just off the stage.
I can see the memes now of Tomba jumping on like Peach in it or something, and everyone's being like, "Bad touch, bad touch."
No, down.
Yeah. So great pick, I think, and you agree.
Yeah.
So you got known.
I do have some backups here because I knew that we probably have quite a few that were similar in that instance.
Mm-hmm.
Next one on my list, especially with the 25th anniversary, I believe it's 25th coming up, Doom Guy.
Oh, okay.
So he has the different weapons that he can use, the different power-ups that you can collect. He has the chainsaw. He has the BFG. He has a lot of different gameplay options there.
Mm-hmm.
And is it bad that I mostly want him in the game, not because he's awesome, but because I want his music to be in the game and a stage set in hell?
Yeah. That'd be really awesome. It's like, ready, fight.
Oh, man, that would be awesome.
Yeah,
and of course,
that'd be great.
His final attack, the BFG, just blast everyone to oblivion.
Yeah, that'd be really like you make sure to do it like off the side of the screen, so it just goes across the entire thing. Like
Exactly.
Yeah.
Although, if I'm not mistaken, the BFG has like auto targeting. a little bit. I think in at least one incarnation.
It does, but if you shoot it like off from one side of the screen, that it'll like travel across, and then whoever it hits, it will have the like the after effect, the rate and the blast radius, and that'll probably knock out anyone else as well. And then you have less likely a chance of missing if you do it from the far end and it travels all the way across. So it's still good.
Yeah, definitely. And then just on that stage, have demons pop up
Yeah,
every so often, just as stage hazards. That would be a fucking amazing.
yeah,
So yes, Doom guy.
nice.
Yeah.
Another somewhat obscure one, Sparkster. Sparkster is the character from Rocket Knight Adventures.
Yeah.
Remember on the Genesis. So he's got his armor on, he's got a jetpack on there, and he carries a sword. So he's got a lot of potential here. He can have the sword slices. He actually has the ability to launch out like projectiles when he's fully charged with the sword. So that could be one of his special attacks. But more importantly, he has the ability to jetpack off with a flying sword attack in any 8 directions in the game. So that could be used for his pretty much all his special attacks. Just flying anywhere you need to. He would be impossible to get off the stage, though. As a result.
Just put in a mechanic where he runs out of fuel and needs to stand and just regain fuel or something. I don't know.
You could possibly do that. I think they did that in the sequel, which is why not a lot of people liked it. But and then as for Final Smash type of thing, Final Super Move, whatever, he can just have sort of like what a lot of characters have, especially with the jetpack thing, where he just Ragnaroks across the stage. That'll work.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Yeah, Rocket Knight Sound or Sparkster would definitely make a great contender. And I think since you're like digging into like more obscure wells, I think that's great because then people will be like, "Oh, what's this character from? Oh, it's from this game. I might as well try it out." Have what I call the Fire Emblem effect, so to speak.
And then maybe people will be like, man, we should get a remaster of Rocket Knight Adventures. And then that would be great because that game was awesome. Or not.
I mean, they tried with Secret of Mana. That didn't go over well.
That's true. That's very true. Okay.
All right.
What else you got?
So, next one, mostly because I had to throw this one out there because of all the crossover games that he could have been in, he has not been in one yet, and I find that a disgrace. Give me Crash Bandicoot, please.
Yeah, it's about time, and this is.
Please. I mean, he is perfect for that. He can throw his one preferred. He has a bazooka. He has a jetpack. He has a fucking jeep.
Yeah.
Like, just his moveset is perfection. Like, there should be no reason why besides Activision is a little bitch.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. But, I mean, for his final move, I don't know. Bring in, have him collect all the crystals and a laser shoot from this space. I don't know.
Maybe he can get Aku Aku in the face mask and he's invincible, and if you run into him, you die.
That'd be a pretty good one. Yeah.
Like when you collect all 3, like you collect 3 masks and he's invisible. Like if you run into him, you get like 50% damage, and if you have, if you're ready,
do what they did in Crash 3 and just have Aku Aku and Uka Uka like come together, just like fight each other on the stage.
Oh yeah.
Or that would make an amazing stage hazard too.
Yeah.
Just have them fight across the stage and you have to avoid them.
Or Neo Cortex like flying around the ship and trying to shoot you.
That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. But you could fight back because sometimes he'll shoot off the green blast and you can hit it back at him. So you can interact with the stage.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. What else you got?
Gex.
God damn
I feel like I haven't brought it up, but I feel like I feel the way about Gex the way that you feel about Bubsy.
They can't shut the fuck up.
Yes, that's true. I don't know. I feel like Gex has a bit of a better reputation than Bubsy, but at the same time, I get it also because he won't shut the hell up, and his games are well. Okay, well, I'll say this. Enter the Gecko, I think, is a good game. The first game is also fairly decent, but the third game was trash. And he's also annoying. Like he's always been annoying. even if I kind of liked a couple of his games, he's always been annoying. But I don't care. I like him, and I think it'd be funny to have this stupid little lizard running around and smacking people in the face with his tail. And he's able to get power up so he can shoot fire and ice and all that stuff, and that can be his special attacks. And as for his final attack, it's not an attack of his, but I think it'd work this way. The way he used to go in and out of levels was through a TV monitor. So I think it'd be cool if he threw out one of those TV monitors, and then you get sucked in, and then you get like stuck in the TV, and like you see like all these weird like horror things, and then you see all these weird cartoon things and all this kind of stuff that were indicative of the levels that he was in. And then afterwards, you just get all this damage done. You get spit out and possibly knocked out of the ring.
Now you're just talking about Persona 4. I was thinking either that or he just like quips a bunch, and then those quips are just his attacks. Which, granted, that would be a pretty awesome. His taunting would be out of this world.
There'd be all references that no one gets anymore.
Gex was 90s.
Yes, he was.
Like that is literally like if you had to describe his character, it's like Gex was 90s. Like just right there. And I do feel it is a dirty shame that Bubsy got a remake. Fucking Bubsy got a new game in this era.
Yeah.
It doesn't.
It's weird. I feel like does Gex have a Twitter? Because that would be just the best.
If not, we need to make one.
We need to freaking make one as Gex and like trying to come up with all these quips about SoundCloud rappers.
Oh dear God. 20 years time, children will be asking us, "Hey, what's this? It's called Gex." And be like, "Don't open it. Don't open it. We've had it once before."
Curse life.
Yeah.
All right, that's mine. Fifth one.
Okay. So here's I've got quite a few from the modern era.
Okay.
Where games are more 3D, less cartoony. The first one that I have, which may not be as popular now, but I think if you put them in there, then people will still get it. Talking about Ezio Auditore de Firenze.
Yes.
From Assassin's Creed.
I think that's good. He played great. Well, not really, but he was not bad in Soul Calibur 5.
Yeah, exactly. He's been in Soul Calibur, and you can bring some of his more, I don't want to say projectile moves, but you can definitely bring in a lot of his special moves into just a fighting game like this.
I mean, in Soul Calibur 5, you could use his handgun.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he has a fucking gun and a crossbow.
Yeah.
And then you could just obliterate people close up with a grab.
Yeah. Oh, a grab close should be like do a lot of damage because he can just grab someone and then shank.
Yeah, I just shank him a bunch of times.
Yeah.
And as for his final move, because in Assassin's Creed Brotherhood, you could recruit a bunch of different assassins into your own Brotherhood.
That's right.
And one of the things you could do in that game was just call upon them, and they would rain down a bunch of arrows.
Oh.
That's exactly what you would do. You would just call in a bunch of your assassin brethren, and they just shoot arrows all across the stage at random, hoping that you would hit quite a few for massive damage.
Or he can like throw down
the Apple of Eden. I don't want to talk about that.
No, I was gonna say no. He can throw down a smoke bomb, and then everything goes black, and then all of a sudden, when the lights come back on, there's 3 assassins on 3 of the characters, and they can just get murdered. They come out of nowhere.
Just get fucking murdered.
Yeah. Hey, this thing could be gory if we wanted to. Who cares?
Fuck it, it's our own game.
Yeah, exactly. Who cares if Gex is getting his throat slit?
Someone's out there grappling people, and you're just frantically stabbing upward.
Okay. I feel like this one, even though it's like, well, I kind of see why that character hasn't been in any crossover. At the same time, you'd be like, if they were put into a crossover game, it's like, well, duh, they were big back then. Earthworm Jim.
Yeah. I don't know why I didn't think of that. Yeah, for sure.
Earthworm Jim. Out of all the like copies of like a platforming mascots back in the day, one of the bigger ones that came out of the whole thing after Sonic was Earthworm Jim. People loved that game, and it was a great game.
It feels kind of weird to say it, but he was kind of more like the Deadpool of platforming games. Where he was
with that.
He was fourth wall breaking. He was basically almost a parody of, and he was ugly as fuck too.
He was a worm, but yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, definitely. So bring him in here.
Yeah. I mean, the first game was good, second game was good. What happened was the third game came out and then just ruined everything because that game was trash.
And then they fucked up the remake too.
Yeah. Yeah, they did. He has a variety of different guns. He had a gun that was literally just a barn. He had homing missiles. He had a bubble gum gun. He had the mega gun. All these different type of things can be his special attacks. And then he even had the snot, his friend Snot, he can use to come down and everything, so that could be another one of his moves. As well as his ability to whip, that'd probably be more of his normal attacks. As a final attack, though, what I think would be funny is if he got his little small power rocket that he used to fly away on at the end of the level, and then just fly around back and forth, hitting who you can on the way, until finally it explodes.
Yeah. And then his grab would be pretty cool too, because he could lasso people with his head and just throw them off. Yep,
exactly.
Oh man, that's a beautiful pick. Beautiful pick.
Yeah, Earthworm Jim, man. People sleep on that character, but he's good.
Oh yeah. So going into more of a modern era, because you have Raiden in PlayStation All-Stars. Right. You have Solid Snake in Smash Brothers. I'm going with Venom Snake from Metal Gear Solid 5.
Okay.
Mostly because he has the rocket arm.
Yeah.
You have the rocket arm there. One of the great things you could do, because in that game there was the mechanic where you could like tie people up to balloons and they would just be yanked out into the sky.
Oh yeah, the Fulton
that incorporated
system
into his ultimate move somehow.
He throws out a bunch of them, and if you happen to get caught, bye.
Yeah,
that would be so bad because like it does no damage. It does no damage, but it's just it takes you off into the edge of the screen. It'll be kind of like the Galaga enemies that they put into Smash, where it comes out, sucks up, and then just takes off with you. No, that'd be great.
Oh yeah, and he'd be more of a grappler with his knife and everything.
Mm-hmm.
More like a brawler, so to speak. But
Okay.
And of course, he has his guns, of course.
Yeah.
More of the silence pistol type instead of a sniper, probably,
Mm-hmm.
or his trank dart, which would be fun. It'd be a very troll move to do.
Yeah.
You just sit off on the corner of the stage, just sleep. 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 Oh god, you're coming this way. Sleep, 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 sleep. That would be such a troll move, but I want that incorporated in somehow.
Yeah. Oh god, if you do that to somebody who's like coming back from off the side of the stage, that'd be so mean. They're coming in, they're about to land, sleep, down to their death.
Or you could have two venom snakes, one on either side, both trying to put each other to sleep.
Yeah.
It's sudden death, and like the next move will obliterate them, and next thing you know, you just have two pro players trying frantically to shoot sleep darts at each other.
Oh god, at the end of Evo. With that shit. I'd be like, motherfucking, this character is OP, it's Bayonetta all over again, Evo. Fuck this shit. Oh. The entire crowd is mad. It's like, god damn it, they're just sleeping.
Match. You just have 10 minutes later scrolling by. It's still them.
Yeah. The officials to come in is like, okay, motherfuckers, you can't use that move anymore. You just no.
Yeah. It'd be like the next day, sleep dart banned from Evo.
Yeah. Oh no, we already have a problem with our game. We already have a broken character.
Put it on a timer or something, or maybe it's only in like a small area that you could do it in.
Something, sure.
Yeah. All right, what you got?
Victor Man. Do you remember Victor Man? It's just a bunch of balls.
I do.
But he can shoot.
Wasn't he from that amazing video game, also called Balls?
No, he's from Victor Man.
Think about another game. Okay.
That's Balls. I do remember that game, though. It was a fighting game. 3D. All the characters, just nothing but a bunch of balls. But no, Victor Man, he had his own game. It's an amazing game. He has a lot of power-ups that he can use. He can also transform into like a helicopter type of thing. And also kind of like a go-kart kind of thing, too. That was one of the cool things about it. Since he was just a bunch of balls, they just reorganized them into different shapes, and so that could be one of the things you can do for his moves. Final attack would probably be something along the lines of the one form where he drops everything and all that's left is kind of like his torso, and it's lit, so it's a bomb. So just blow everything up. It's kind of like a kamikaze move.
I was thinking either that or you could turn it into a tornado.
Oh.
And if you happen to a tornado that goes across the states, and if you happen to get hit with one of his balls, you take a lot of damage.
You could do that. I'm also kind of thinking like you can break the fourth wall and be like, oh, he starts flashing, and if you touch him, you turn into just a bunch of polygons or something.
You just fall apart.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty cool. Yeah. Very interesting to put in.
Yeah. He's a bit of a more weird character. He was supposed to be the answer to Donkey Kong Country, Sega's answer to Donkey Kong Country. It did not work, but the game is still really good. Just not as good as Donkey Kong Country.
Yeah. I mean, hey, going with those deep cuts, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Weird ones always make the day.
I got a few more weird ones, and then I get into some more recent ones. So, yeah.
Okay. Um, then I'll go next with one of my more mainstream ones. You're talking about a guy made all out balls. I'm giving you a guy made all out polygons. Give me Knack, the meme king of our generation.
Oh God, Knack! Oh my God, I played that game on stream before because I was like, I wonder how this actually plays. I'm like, oh my God, this is trash. I am never getting this game. And then now I have it because they gave it for free on PlayStation Plus.
Yeah. I bought it on sale.
Yeah.
Almost admit it.
Ah,
Not really.
Knack. You and your
But
deep
I
voice.
think a good mechanic for him is that he is like he starts out pretty big,
Mm-hmm.
but the main mechanic of it is like the more polygons that you get, the bigger he gets and the stronger he gets. I
Mhm.
wanted to go the other way, where the more you get hit, the smaller you become, to where at the very end you're just the very tiny base of Knack,
Yeah.
where your attacks are pitiful,
Yeah.
but you're as fast as you can be. Whereas if you're at like full health, then your attacks are massive, but you are slow. You're very slow. So I think you could have people that just intentionally get hit or take damage,
Mm-hmm.
and just so they could have that speedy character or get that good balance between speed and power.
Would the final attack actually be like a healing thing then, where he gets all his polygons back and he also heals?
Um, you could definitely have that. That be a much different type of um,
Like
a
final,
different type
yeah.
attack or final attack. What I was thinking of, if you did that, you could have, because in Nag you can get a bunch of different elemental powers too.
Yeah.
You can get the ice, you can have wood, and I think glass is the other one.
Either glass or crystal.
Crystal, yeah.
Metal? Isn't metal one of them?
No, metal is not one of them.
No? Okay.
I'm pretty sure. But yeah, you could, as that final attack, you could choose which one of those three that you want to get. Like at that time, maybe you want to use wood that's maybe a bit lighter so you can move a bit faster,
Mhm.
or have ice where your attacks can have a chance to freeze people,
Mhm.
or it could be crystal where you're still just as slow but you have a harder attack.
Yeah.
So it's more of a transforming type of final smash move.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be a bit different, but I feel like it could be just a very cool character that you could have in there that has a lot of potential. Yeah, I bring it up as like a joke and as like a meme and all that kind of stuff. But if you really think about it and start thinking about his moveset, he actually would make a really interesting character, especially with that mechanic that I was talking about earlier.
Maybe. In terms of like basic attacks, my first thought is it would be terrible because one of my problems with Knack is it's a beat 'em up style game with like almost no combos. But I think that was fixed in Knack 2.
I have not played Knack 2, so
I have not either, but the only one of the very few things I know about that game is there's a kick button now.
Huzzah! He
Right?
has more moves.
So I maybe that fixes it. So yeah, with that in mind, I think it would be decent. Yeah.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay. Let me see. Where am I? Oh yes. Okay. This is. I guess it's obscure, but I feel like so many people now know about this character. Amaterasu from Okami.
Oh yeah, that's one of those that's more of a cult classic character, especially since that character was brought up in Marvel vs. Capcom 3.
Yeah. Yeah. So this character has technically been in a crossover fighter before, but it hasn't been in Smash. So that was my only criteria. It's cool. I think also being in Smash would allow that character to be a bit more flexible, just because most of her, like for example, elemental stuff was regulated to super attacks in Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Here, I would make them just normal special attacks, left, right, up, down, and special attack. And then just make the Celestial Brush the final smash. Where you could just kind of like how Snake's final smashes in Smash Bros. You can go outside and then just draw slashes on all the characters and then do a whole bunch of damage and possibly knock them off. Or you can like draw bombs and try to get more of them, or you could draw a wind and try to blow everyone off the stage, and basically you would just be able to do whatever you want within a certain time limit.
And definitely feels like it has potential. I agree, it has potential. I've never played the game, so I can't say.
I just finally went through it this year, and that game is padded to hell and back, and it pisses me off because the world and the characters and Amaterasu herself are actually really interesting. It's just they padded that game to hell and back, and it's unfortunate. It's a 15 to 20 hour game that's been extended to be almost 50.
Damn.
To the point that it actually feels like you're playing the first game, the second game, and the third game, and possibly even the fourth game.
Yeah, a tease for the fourth. Yeah.
Kind of. Yeah. I don't want to spoil it, so I can't explain. But yeah, sure.
All right. You have pretty much turned me off of trying it, but I may try it in the future.
I know that's probably for the best, but if you ever have the time, I will say that it's worth trying. Maybe not playing through, but it's definitely worth trying, just because a lot of the things that game does is very interesting. It's just too fucking long.
All right.
Yeah.
So the next character that I have, another one that surprises me that has not been in a crossover fighter of sorts, Rayman.
Oh. Yeah, a lot of people were actually expecting him to be in Smash, and it just didn't happen.
Yeah, which is really surprising, seeing that I think the Rayman universe, I guess you could call it, has crossover with the Mario universe, with Mario and Rabbids, that game. But yeah, he would make an ideal contender. He has a bunch of combos, different power-ups that you could have. Although his first game, his power-ups were regulated to, now you can punch things. Now you can grab onto rings. Now you can fly with your helicopter hair.
Yeah.
Tails did it first. Anyway. He would definitely make a great character to bring in. He would have some inventive levels, too.
Yeah.
Bring some back from Rayman 1, get some from Legends and Origins. Now I want another Rayman game.
Yeah, especially the recent ones. They were really good.
Yeah.
Rayman 2 is actually, I keep hearing it's a classic, and that's still in my backlog.
I think I've tried playing it. I think it's kind of a classic the way Bubsy 2 is a classic, and by that I mean it's been ported to hell and back again. Just like Bubsy 2 has.
Bubsy 2 is only on like 3 platforms.
I thought it was on more than that.
Bubsy 2 is on the SNES, Genesis, and recently, not too long ago, was put on Steam.
There's a Game Boy version of it.
Oh, and there's a Game Boy version. So 4.
Yeah. Okay. That was on something else too. Anyway.
No. There's a Jaguar game, but that's a completely new game.
Okay, yeah. That might be what I'm thinking of, the Jaguar.
But no, yeah, Rayman 2 has been ported to hell and back. Like, whenever a new console comes released, they're like, put it on there. Just do it.
Rayman 2, right there.
Yeah, just do it.
And then for his final attack, final smash, just bring the rabbits back in. Just have the entire stage be filled with rabbits.
Yeah, and then just one comes up right in front of the screen and goes, bah!
and they just attack whatever enemies are there, usually themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So you have them just like punching each other, punching enemies.
You can have a rabbit just hit himself out, and then his own body hits you, and then you go flying. I actually really like the rabbits. I find them funny.
The rabbits are the precursor to the minions. I love them. My girlfriend loves them.
You know what? You're right. The minions don't really do anything for me, but the rabbits do. So, better minions.
Yeah, I mean that. Like I said, has potential there. I'm surprised it hasn't been in anything before. So yeah, great man.
Yeah, great. Yeah, absolutely. Surprised it hasn't been in Smash yet. Okay, I got two of, I would argue, my most obscure choices.
Okay, let's hear it.
Pepero Chow from Clockwork Knight from the Sega Saturn.
Yep, never heard of it.
It is a platformer where you play as toys that come to life. You have to save a princess, and you play as Pepero Chow, who is a wind-up key knight toy.
Oh, sounds adorable.
He has a key for a sword, before Sora, and he goes around. He can do that because he has one of those turning wrist things. He can spin the key to do more damage, so it also turns the key almost into kind of like a drill.
Ooh, nice.
He also has one of those toy horses that was on like those springy kind of feet as his noble steed, and I would say jumping on that and riding around it would be his final smash. He doesn't really have any power-ups per se, but he's kind of nimble with the key. He can run. He has a running attack. He has a jumping attack. Again, the drill, and he can grab things. That's actually one thing with the game as well. So he can be throwing and stuff. He's going to be a bit more of a basic type character, but I'm sure we can come up with something along the lines of what to do with the key and the drilling, especially. So, yeah.
You could almost see him having an attack almost like the in DuckTales, where you have the pogo.
Yeah.
You probably use the key for that, too.
You can probably do that, yeah. But yeah, okay. So this is my next pick.
All right. So, my pick, Leon Kennedy from Resident Evil.
He's been wanted in several crossover fighting games.
Yeah, and he makes a lot of sense here. He has a lot of short range attacks. He has a nice kick, a nice knife.
Okay.
He has those. He also has a myriad of guns. You could have him call in a rocket launcher as his final smash.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he has some variety in it. Not the biggest, but yeah, a lot of people have been wanting him, and I want to see him too.
Mm-hmm. I mean, he's gonna be a lot like Chris was in Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but we don't really have a character like that that we've mentioned yet, so he can fill that role.
Yeah, I would think he'd be a bit faster than Chris. Whereas Chris has, stronger melee attacks. I think you'd have him be a little bit weaker.
Yeah.
And he has a lot of different clothing options, especially if you count not just Resident Evil 2, but Resident Evil 4 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the special clothing options that you have there.
He'll be the Ken to Chris's Ryu, because Chris is over here punching rocks, and Leon's over here kicking everyone.
Kicking them while they're down.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely a good pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, a lot of people have been wanting that for a while anyway. So,
and plus with the Resident Evil 2 remake coming out,
mm-hmm.
perfect tie-in.
Looks Yeah, that game looks fun. It's scary though. I'm not gonna play it. Next pick, my last old. Well, actually, this isn't an old character, but it's a newer character, but it's probably from a game that you haven't played, and it makes me sad because, quite frankly, it is one of my favorite games of all time. Kutaro from Puppeteer.
Oh, I missed that game.
That game is so good. I love and adore that game so freaking much. By the way, you wondering why the Japan studio over there and Sony took so long to make Last Guardian? Half of their team was making this, and it's awesome. So Kotaro is this small little like puppeteer type of kid who has interchangeable heads that will give him different abilities as he changes them, and they also act as kind of like a life system. So I think there's an interesting mechanic where you can do where as long as he's got a head like a spare head on the battlefield, you can't entirely kill him. So you'd have to get rid of him and the heads. Kind of like a you can take influence from the ice climbers from Smash, where if you don't kill the right one, they're still there.
Yeah. And plus, he has the magic scissors, I think.
That's what I was going to get to, yeah. Then he has this magic scissors. It'll be funny because you have the small character with this huge-ass scissors. He's swinging them around and chopping people up, and it can do a whole bunch of damage. His final smash could be where he cuts up the entire screen up, and any pieces that fall off, if you happen to be in that piece, you're gone.
Yeah.
And yeah, and then he can traverse up places just by cutting up seams. So it could be also kind of like what they did with Pac-Man, where he throws out pellets and then eats them. He can throw out a seam and then cut up it to be able to go in that direction. So that could be his up and special attack, for example.
Yeah. I think a stage around Puppeteer would also be an amazing look too.
Yes, it would look so amazing.
Yeah, I was also thinking maybe an alternate Final Smash would be, like you were saying, if you were doing the head mechanic, as long as he has one on stage, like his final would just be a bunch of heads raining down, hitting people.
Oh, that'd be funny.
It would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
But yeah, a very underappreciated game. The only reason I didn't play it was because I think it was a PS3 exclusive.
It was, yeah. It never came out on anything else.
Yeah, that's a shame because it looked like a very interesting game.
I got to do a Let's Play of that game. So
I'd watch it.
Yeah. All right. That's my
so
first one.
The first one that I'm not doing the main character for.
Okay.
I think the only one I'm not doing the main character for. Mostly because I just feel like this character has more potential as a fighter.
Okay.
Hunter from Spyro the Dragon.
Oh, okay. He does have a lot of hobbies.
He does. He has a lot of hobbies. You can have him ride a skateboard. He has a bow and arrow. He's known to jump pretty far. He can throw certain things. And then it would make the... And then, he has stuff like a hang glider and stuff, and been known to have a bunch of animal buddies with Spyro there.
Yeah.
And you could just have his final smash attack. He just calls in Spyro, and he just charges around the screen.
Yeah. Or maybe Spyro comes in, he has his super flame power-up, and just rains super fire projectiles across the screen or something like that.
Or it goes into first person, and then you just aim where he shoots.
Oh yeah, you could do that too.
Up.
Yeah,
because that was one of the big things about that.
Yeah.
So yeah, and especially with me going back and playing the Reignited trilogy. Granted, I don't like him in that trilogy for several reasons. I think he was actually better in the original games.
He's much more like skater bra, man.
Well, it's that, and he's a bit more cowardly. Whereas in the other games, he was he had a bit more to do, whereas this one he just kind of feels like a little bitch. Uh, but yeah, I think he has a lot of potential, and mean, I think it'd be nice to see him in here.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. Yeah, I like Hunter. I guess I can. Hey, this is the reason why you watch this podcast for sometimes. Here's a spoiler. Next year, early next year, I'm going to be let's playing the Spiral Reignited trilogy. So there you go. I already made the plan. Okay, next. Enough with the obscure choices. Now we're getting to more recent and more well known. Lara Croft. I'm surprised she hasn't been in one already. And I mean, she has a variety of different guns that she can use, but even more importantly, she also has a variety of utility tools that she has, such as the grappling hook, such as her climbing axe, the bow and arrow. So she's got a lot of variety of things. It's not just guns, so she could be a little bit more than just say, like, one of the gun bros or something.
Yeah. Now, are we talking about old Laura or new Laura?
It would be kind of a mixture. Like, when I first think the grappling hook, I think of Tomb Raider Legend, which technically is the older ones. Whereas the climbing axe is from the remake. So I would think the model would probably look like the remake one because that's the more recent one, and that's probably the one we should probably go with. But she would have abilities between both. I mean, more recently, she's associated with the bow and arrow, but we can still have her have like the old classic dual pistol stuff as well. And Final Smash, part of me wants to like call upon like one of the monsters she's had a fight.
I was literally thinking because I remember she had a fight with a T-Rex in her older days. I was like, please tell me her final smashes are bringing in a T-Rex.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of thinking. Like, why don't we just bring in the freaking T-Rex that scares the shit out of you in the first game? Because you don't see it freaking coming. It's just all black because the PS1's draw distance was shit. So it's just all blackness. And then out of nowhere, fucking T-Rex. But yeah. Yeah, let's just go with that. I think that would be fun.
All right. Yeah, that would be a pretty fun one. Next one, it's kind of basic. Speaks for himself. Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
I think that's a good pick, especially because there are some rumors saying that Sub-Zero is going to be in Smash.
That would be pretty cool. I would like to see that. Mm-hmm. The reason I want Scorpion is mostly for his chain.
Mm-hmm,
his chain would be a great projectile weapon, as well as a good, rescue mechanic there.
Yeah,
I'm comfortable with Sub-Zero, but I feel like Scorpion would just be very fun to play as, especially if you would make his final smash kind of like one of his fatalities where he takes them into the Netherrealm.
Ooh, yeah. That'd be good. Yeah, it's been done several ways. Pulls them in, or he just throws the portal like underneath them, and then they always come out without their skin. Usually. I don't think they could do... Well, actually, yeah, we could do whatever the hell we want. We'll do that.
I mean, you could just like make the stage just turn into the Netherrealm, and then he just rips off his face and then
burns them. Yeah,
burns them that way. That's what I was thinking. Moveset speaks for itself.
Ooh, it could be like a throwback to the freaking movie when he transports Johnny Cage into that hellscape place with all the stick platforms for some reason, all the skulls and shit.
Sure, let's go with that.
It's the same idea.
As long as you're taking it from Mortal Kombat and not Annihilation.
Oh, no, not that. That movie is bad.
Yeah. So, yeah, just simple, easy, clean cut right there.
Yeah, great. I love Scorpion. He's usually my main in Mortal Kombat now. Yeah. Next, maybe I just like people with keys for swords. Sora. Why hasn't Sora been in one of these already?
Honestly, for some reason, he's not been on my list either. But yeah, I agree. Sora makes a clear choice.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of feel a little bad putting Sora in here after putting in Pepper Rochelle because Sora, even though he wasn't the first, is clearly a better fighter with the key blade, especially after Mortal Kombat, Kingdom Hearts 2. I can imagine.
I'm sorry. Now you've just got me imagining Sora in Mortal Kombat.
Imagine he sticks the key in there, he goes in there and he twists it. Oh. The splash of blood splashes on Donald Duck's face. Goofy's like, gosh. Sora wins. Fatality.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you're right.
Regardless of warning, bitch.
Yeah.
But no, yeah, I mean, he'd be jumping around and slashing and everything. He's also very much like an aerial fighter. So I would think that you'd have to make him very floaty, and as a result, he'd actually be kind of easy to knock out. But because of all the different moves and combos that he would have, just from a mixture of special attacks and normal attacks, that he would be a very interesting character to use regardless. He'd be almost like an Akuma in Street Fighter in that like he's hard to hit. Like he hits hard, but he can't take a punch himself.
Yeah, glass cannon, yeah.
Yeah, glass cannon. And then the final attack would be what is the form called in Kingdom Hearts 2 that's a combination of all the other forms?
I really don't know.
You don't know? I can't remember either, but he would transform into that and then you can run around and just do a crazy bunch of damage. Or maybe he just like summon Simba and he roars and everyone goes flying off the stage. I don't know.
Or Hercules, or...
Yeah.
Fuck it. We can do whatever we want. Every single Disney character out there.
Yeah. He crashes the game because he can't handle it.
I mean, if it can handle thousands of rabbits being rained down from the sky, I think it might handle a few Disney characters.
But they're all the same models. All these would be completely different. Well, that's my pick. That's my 12th pick.
Nice. I've been dancing around quite a few of them. I'm going with one of my backups that we have.
Okay.
Ty the Tasmanian Tiger.
You know, I thought about putting him on my list, to be perfectly honest, but I didn't.
Yeah. I mean, he has a bunch of different boomerangs that he can use.
Mm-hmm.
In the third game, they incorporated a bunch of close-up combos for him. He can use his boomerangs as a recovery somehow. I think there is a grappling hook one that he had.
I never played the third one, but I played the first and second.
Yeah. And then as his final smash, and then he has just the chomping ability.
Oh, yeah.
Where you just bite down on people's necks. This game's not gruesome at all. And then for his final smash, he can bring down one of the mechas that you can pilot in the game. And then...
Oh, right.
Yeah, the Gunyip, I think they're called.
Something like that.
Yeah, just go around kicking ass with that.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a great addition in there.
Yeah, I think that'd be pretty good.
Plus, you don't have that many characters that have an Australian accent.
Yeah, or at least that thick of an accent. G'day, mate. You beauty.
Oh, crikey.
Yeah.
Just, and also, I know I bring this up, but Music also sticks with me in that. Music and stages, those will be pretty good to bring back, especially since you have some darker stages with the third one going
Mm.
in. I think it'd be a really fun. I think it'd be a really fun character to bring in.
Mm.
So yeah.
Okay, that's cool. Um, Next one, Max from Life is Strange. Now this one's a little different.
Yeah.
She'd probably just be running around just trying to punch and kick and stuff like that, but nothing really too special. But the thing is, though, is that a lot of her abilities will involve being able to manipulate time or being able to see time. So I'm gonna probably take some inspiration from Shulk from Smash Brothers
Yeah.
and try to incorporate into that. The final smash would probably be dropping a lighthouse on you.
Why not? Why not?
Mm-hmm.
And plus, you could even like just as like a recovery move, you could take inspiration from like Tracer and have her just like rewind back
Yeah.
onto the stage. Maybe not rewind her damage, but just kind of rewind
Yeah.
position.
Yeah, exactly. It could be like you press up in special attack and like her her fallback animation goes in reverse and she just comes back up. Yeah, she'd be an odd character, but I think a good one.
Yeah, definitely would have to find a way to work around that, but yeah, I could see it.
Hmm. Well, you could still like hit her out of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
All right, I think we're down to the final four.
I'm final two.
Final two.
Yeah, that was my 13th one.
All right, I think I had more in there than I thought I had. Um, oh yeah, because I added a couple in last minute. So yeah, final two that we have, um, the Arbiter from Halo series.
Mm.
Could do Master Chief. Probably would be Master Chief more honestly, but I want the Arbiter in there just so we could have some coming out representation. Uh,
I mean, it
yeah,
can
you
work.
have,
He was in Killer Instinct.
yeah, and you can definitely use a lot of his more melee attacks. A couple of the weapons from that. You can have the energy sword and just go to town.
That'd be really cool.
That would be amazing. For his final attack, um, basically just call down a bunch of flood, go in, and everyone's just trying to shake it off, but they can't avoid it. They all just cover them up.
Yeah, that'd be really annoying because I remember finding the flood and it being just like, oh god.
Yeah, it was the worst, but you
Yeah,
know what? It'd be the worst for your enemies.
yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, my 14th pick, Adam Jensen from Deus Ex.
Yep.
I think this one's kind of an easy one. He's got so many different augmentations that he can be using. Uh, Blasting off walls can God, I had like three different things just coming into my head right now. He's got too many stuff. And then I guess the final blast can be the shockwave when he comes flying down. Like he can like shoot up and then come down, hit the ground, and the whole shockwave comes out, and anyone who gets caught in it gets blown out.
That'd be a pretty good one. Yeah.
Yeah,
You would definitely have a lot of variety with Adam Jensen.
yeah,
So incorporating him into a game like this, not that hard.
yeah.
All right. My next pick, Aloy from Horizon Zero Dawn.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah. You have a lot of different weapons. You can even bring in her rope caster to
Mhm.
tie people down, kind of reduce their movement. Maybe it doesn't do any damage, it just, you know, knocks them down for a bit.
Mhm.
Then a bunch of different arrows, a bunch of different bombs that she can use. and of course, she has her staff that she has, but her final attack has to be bringing in one of those gigantic thunder jaws, the biggest dinosaur-looking beast there. She just goes in, controls it, just sends it on its way. Just, all right, go on, have fun.
Yeah.
That was my favorite thing to do in that game.
Yeah.
Once you finally get it down to us, or there is a gigantic bird that you can do the same thing to. So I'm flexible with that as long as it's one of the robot animals that she takes control of.
Yeah. Yeah. I still haven't finished that game. I really need to. Um, but no, that's a really good choice. Yeah, there's a lot of things you can do with that character. It'd be really fun. Yeah, that's a good pick. Um, okay. My last one. Um, I love the Yakuza games, so let's get Kazuma Kiryu in there.
Yes.
It's just a Japanese dude walking around in a leisure suit, beating the crap out of people.
Fucking money.
Yeah. The one thing that's cool about the more recent ones is that he has different styles. So I think one thing that can separate him from other kind of like brawler type characters is that you can switch styles. So you can have the more faster style, which is I think Trickster. You could have the more middle of the road stuff, which is Brawler, or no, I think it's Street Fighter or something like that. And then the bigger, heavier one, which is Brawler. And then he has a special one that's more for items. So he could also be someone who maybe can pull out items. That could be something else you do. Like he'll, I don't know, bring out like a baseball bat or. One thing that's very popular in the Yakuza games is the freaking motorcycles. He'll pick up a goddamn motorcycle and slam it on top of you. So you can do that, and then as a final smash type of thing, we can go one of two ways. We can go the violent way and have it where he pulls out a knife and then rapidly stabs you. Or we can have him call out a friend. Which would be, what's his name? Goro Majima. And he comes in and just like starts screwing people up because he likes to do that. He's come out and going, Kiryu-chan! And then starts going crazy on everyone.
Yeah. Either one of those would be great. But yeah, definitely a good pick.
Mm-hmm.
For my final pick, I've had between two.
You can do both if you want. I'm not gonna be mad if you put 31 fighters in this game.
It's part of the challenge. It's part of the thrill.
Okay.
I really wanted to put Banjo-Kazooie on here. I really did.
Yeah.
But I've not played any of the games to where I would get a good grasp of it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going with Minecraft Steve.
You should. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's one of those that I don't know enough about it. I know they'd be a great contender. I just don't know enough about the characters to.
That's going to be the villager of this game.
Yeah, that, or I'm thinking more of like the Mii Fighter, where you have just a generic Minecraft person. You have axes, swords, a bow and arrow, a shield, and then, of course, for the final smash, as it were, just call in a bunch of enemies, like a bunch of creepers that come in and just rise up from the ground, set off, and then explode. And then, but if I want him to have a move in it where he actually just puts blocks down.
Yeah.
So he literally builds on the stage. And so people kind of almost like the villager where he has the tree, only this one It actually kind of acts more like a platform that people can destroy, but you could just leave it on there to where you'll just have a massive mess.
Yeah.
I think it'd be a really fun, interesting character to put in. Probably could have gone with Banjo Kazooie on this one, but I'm gonna stick with one that would probably be a bit more fun to implement.
Yeah. Too bad we didn't say something like, because this just made me think of this. Um, we didn't have like a Sims character or something from The Sims. Because then the final smash could have been you just build walls around the character and then you just starve them to death.
Put them in a pool, remove the ladder.
Yeah, something like that. They somehow drown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Originally, that the Minecraft idea was actually a generic Lego figure
Mm-hmm.
to represent all the Lego games out there,
Yeah.
and then it just like just interchange based off the different characters. But I feel like this one you have a bit more variety
Mm-hmm.
in terms of the weapons that I could use,
Yeah.
tying it to a particular license or something like that.
No, no, yeah, I get that. But that's gonna be the character, like I said, kind of like Villager, where everyone hates because they're actually end up being kind of good.
Yes.
Freaking Villager, he chops a tiny little tree down, you get hit by the shit and knocks you the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy how good Villager can be.
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, Isabel's pretty good too. Like
Yep.
once you actually get to use her.
Yeah.
But ladies and gentlemen, that is our fighting game. We don't have Smash. This is our Smash. So go ahead, put into the comments of how much our game is so much better than what Nintendo has put out.
We call
How
it
much
Bash.
What?
We call it Bash.
But you already have Crash Bash though.
Crap.
You
Thrash.
can call it like Duper Bash Sisters or something like that. I don't know.
Super Thrash Fam.
We got this.
There we go.
So, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you let us know exactly what characters you would want to put into our game and tell us how awesome it is. And while you're down there doing that, Esteban, what you got for us?
Well, it's the end of the year. Content has kind of slowed down because I've kind of decided that it doesn't make any sense to do anything new because everyone's preoccupied with the holidays, so I'm holding back a couple of things. However, Alice Menace Returns is still going on. I brought it back a couple of weeks ago, and it's going to keep going until, let me make sure I bring up the correct date, 27th, which is when the finale is finally going to go up. So that playthrough is finally going to be done. And then next year, I'll be having more Let's Plays. I'm going to be experimenting more with stuff like that. So look forward to that next year. Other than that, though, that's all I'm going to be doing for the rest of the year. So just look forward to finally getting to the end of Alice Menace Returns. It's I forgot how fucked up that game was at the end. It's like it gets dark. Like it's already a dark game, but it gets really dark when you're like, "Oh, that's what happened." Oh my god. But yeah. So other than that, you can always follow me on Twitter at HeyColorwin or my Instagram, which is at HeyColorwin as well. And the YouTube channel is youtube.com/Colorwin. Just Colorwin, no hey.
All right. And my content is dried up as well. I've got a lot of stuff just like kind of going on in the background here. So just quite a few things I gotta get all together and all settled out. But I do plan on having a couple more videos to finish up the year. And then, of course, 2019, I have several big plans for. So stay tuned to that. If you want to know what all is going on in my life, you can find me on Twitter at Little Big Cam. You can find me on Twitch, also at Little Big Cam. I don't stream, but who knows, I might in the future. You can find me on Facebook at facebook.com/ShawnandStudios. And you can find me on YouTube, youtube.com/ShawnandStudios. And ladies and gentlemen, that's it for the Shaded Pixels podcast.
Yeah.
Of course, you will always find us right here, twitch.tv/ShadyPixels Podcast. We are live Tuesday nights, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific. If you don't want to see our lovely faces live, you can always catch the video on demand. That goes up Thursday mornings at 10 a.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. If you want to listen to us through your ear holes as well, we are on several different podcast services, including podcast.com, iTunes, Google Play, and on Spotify. And those go up at Wednesday, 10 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Pacific, or whenever podcast.com decides to cooperate with us.
Yeah. Sometimes it takes a while.
Yeah. But yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is it. You can find us anywhere in the information down below.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you next time.
One last thing, just so everyone knows, next week is going to be the last episode of the year.
Yep.
We are going to be taking a 2-week break so that we can just chill out for the holidays and all that stuff. And then plus, I don't know if you guys are going to come over and watch a live podcast on Christmas Day and New Year's Day. So that's kind of why we decided to take the next couple of weeks off. But then we will be back on, let me make sure I get this right as well,
The 8th, I believe?
the 8th of January 2019. So the next episode will be the last one for this year, folks. And then we'll be back on the, what I just say, 9th? 8th?
8th of January.
8th of January.
Look how far we've come. This is the 25th episode. Next will be episode 26. It's been a journey.
It's been a full season.
A full season of shows. And next season is going to be even better because we've got even more big things planned.
Yeah.
And I hope you join us on this journey.
All right. Take it easy, everyone.